everyone, this is Francisco, and this is my intro. In this video, in this video, I'm going to be taking apart this beautiful coffee maker that was gifted to me. Whoa, this is a cool invention. Check this out. It's like a reusable tie down. For electrical wires. And you put it in here, and then it just locks in place. Isn't that cool? So technically, this electrical cord that I just cut, because it could be used for other projects, electrical appliances, for electrical appliances or whatever, anything that requires electricity, 120 volts. Just tie it, loop it, and just like that. That's awesome. Okay, so let's start off with this plastic. And then this thing has this thing right here that can be popped off. Probably with a hammer or by simply hitting it. There it is. And there is one screw right there on the very bottom that holds this little frame together. In case some of you didn't know. Whoa. I honestly did not know it was going to do that, but so we got some plastic here, and then we have a screw and a glass container with measuring stuff. So this could actually be used as a measuring container, water measuring or liquids or whatever for cooking stuff. So I could have technically kept this, but I'm going to eventually I could actually recycle it, but I don't recycle, unfortunately. Glass, I don't recycle at all, but I should. I believe in recycling. There's this little beautiful looking screen thing, which you put the coffee grounds in here, and then they get filtered out. I mean, I always thought about mining on a very microscopic level, like throwing dirt in here, whatever comes out, like mining that and that alone. I don't know if it'll be worth it though. But maybe we can get more gold, or like fine particle gold or whatever, than using these big old machines and stuff. But I don't really have any use for this. But I don't know. I may end up keeping it for whatever reason. Right here we have a spring metal, but for the majority of this thing, it's mainly composed of plastic. I don't know what kind of plastic this is, but it looks like ABS plastic. And I'm going to pop this thing out here, and here it is. We got some metal, and I can confirm it with my magnet, and there it is. My magnet has this thing is being attracted. It's attracted to the magnet, or the magnet is attracted to this. I don't really know the differences, but yeah, we'll just keep that there. This little thing here, it's all plastic. Okay, now we can start off with the lid, this top thing. Oh yeah, and then this was I think metal as well. Where's my magnet? Yep, it's magnet, and I can go ahead and give it a little cut so it won't be reused again. And I can't make cuts with these stupid snippets. They're dull or something, or I need to tighten it. This thing here, it looks like it will become detached, but ow. Yeah, don't try this at home, everyone. Unless you're fully trained like I am. No, I'm not trained at all. But it looks like it had a bunch of little things, like snap-on little things here. I'm pretty sure there's a better way to remove them, maybe with the screwdriver. But all it was just plastic, like ABS plastic. So the metal, we'll go to the metal section. This looks like it will become detachable as well. Let's try to cut it to see what happens. Whoa. There it is, it broke. And there's nothing inside of it. I think all it was like a little thing for the water to go through here. That's all that was. More plastic. There's some little bit of coffee grounds in here. And then this is where we get into the nitty gritty right here. All down here. This is where all the screws are and the electrical stuff. I really need a flat head though. I've been using my fingers a lot to get a lot of this stuff out. And I love these little rubber pieces on the bottom of like every invention, especially for like kitchens and stuff like that, because these rubbers prevent stuff from, you know, scratches like on sensitive surfaces. So I try to keep these for whatever reason, but I don't think I'll ever use them. But it's rubber. Rubber's worth money. I don't know how valuable they are, but yeah, I can't really get it out though. It's coming out. It's coming out. I got it. Bam. That big old thing right here is like almost 3/4 of an inch. Got another one over here. Here it is, and there it goes. It bounced like a little rubber ball, kid rubber ball for kids. And this thing won't go in there. So strange. And I just bought some attachments here, but for some reason this one is jammed in here. Well, I'm trying to get the bit to go in there, but it's too. It has a big old drop, a big depth, like almost an inch depth there, and this thing is. It looks like it's jammed. Or maybe it's not supposed to be taken apart. I really don't know. I just bought it too. I just don't remember how this thing goes. Let me just go grab. Oh! Yeah, here it is. This thing. Okay, so instead of using this one, I do have an extended one, but it's all crooked because I've been using it a lot. Okay, just put it straight forward, straight up and down, flat surface, and here comes the screws. Right. Oh, and I'll be actually removing this drill from DeWalt eventually as well in a different video, because it broke, and my dad was like, you know, this thing is broken, it doesn't work. So I was like, oh, I'll keep it because I want to make a video. And these don't have Phillips. There's some Phillips here, but these other ones, they're like stars, so I'm gonna have to buy a different set of bits just to remove this drill, you know. And it uses these batteries like this one, that battery down there. It has the same similar thing there. It just snaps in there. But I guess it doesn't work. Yeah, see? But this is like a heavy duty drill. I mean, maybe I could repair it, but I don't think I'm going to take the time to do that. I have one that works. Why do I need that? So anyways, that's for another video. You know, and my dad was just going to throw it away, and I was like, wait a minute. What if someone collects it and restores it? And here you spend, you know, $100 or more for that thing. Like, why do that to yourself? Fuck that shit. I can't remove this. There it is. So that's the bottom. And again, it's plastic. And then here is all the metal and stuff. All the beautiful stuff. Take a good look of that. Take a good look at these beautiful looking things. And then there's a motherboard right here. All this electrical stuff. Little, I don't know what they're called, but the little connectors. I think they're worth a lot of money, but I haven't even looked into it. And then sometimes they use solder. The soldering stuff is expensive. It's super expensive. If you guys go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, there's like maybe like a ball that weighs like 1 pound, and it costs like $50. And then they have this other one. It's called silver soldering, and that too is super expensive. It costs more. So technically, if you guys were to somehow melt it and save it and melt it, you guys would have real silver, real soldering silver, which is silver. Okay? And silver is worth a lot of money. 1 gram of silver right now, let me look it up on my phone. Do. You know, and these prices fluctuate, so it's never the same cost of soldering silver per let's just say gram instead of pound. Right here it says the cost of professional silver soldering, whatever, services typically start around $35 for simple repairs, with the total price depending on the complexity and labor involved. Cost of soldering silver per gram. Oh, let's type in recycling or something like that. The value of soldering silver scrap is based on its actual pure silver content, which requires a professional assessment known as an assay. The final payout will involve deductions for the non-silver materials, solder, and other alloys, as well as processing and refining fees charged by the recycling company. Factors determining the cost. The final price per gram you receive depends on several variables: purity of the silver, the amount of non-silver material, particularly the solder, directly impacts the actual silver weight. Sterling silver is typically 92.5 pure, but items with significant solder will have a lower overall purity. Silver brazing solder itself can be 50% or more silver content. And there's a bunch of other information. I don't want to read through all this, but yeah, I mean, right here it says that it's 92.5 pure, which is really good, and most likely non-corroding as well. And that's why typically they use the silver soldering for electrical appliances. So, you know, there's a lot of jobs for a lot of people out there. You know, if you guys don't have anything to do, you guys can get hired to do a job. You know, these little parts too, they're worth a lot of money. Plastic is worth money. Everything's worth money. You know, copper, bronze, you know, little screws are worth money. Everything's worth money. But I believe in supporting people in small companies out there that are struggling. So when people throw this stuff away, I like to collect it and break it all apart. And like the metal, I'm gonna give it to the metal people. The plastic, I want to somehow cut it all up. I don't know how. So like people won't be able to resell the parts. I don't care if they recycle the plastic at the end of the day and make money from it. That's fine. But I want to create jobs and keep the world going. And there's a lot of people out there who are getting stuff like this and they're reselling it. And they're making a lot of money. That's all they do all day long. They get stuff for free. They go to yard sales. They're on OfferUp, Craigslist, LetGo, Facebook Marketplace. They're on any app that you can think of where people are throwing away goods, and they're selling it. There is a kid that made like $3,000 in 1 month, and he's just a teenager. It's on YouTube. Look it up. The kid that made like $2,000-$3,000 or $1,000, he made a lot of money. He made thousands of dollars, and who knows if he's still doing it. It's possible that he's still doing that. He got like some Apple headbuds. He got some wireless headbuds. He bought. I mean, they gave him like a free Xbox or PlayStation. They're giving away everything. People are getting rid of stuff all the time. And broke people are taking advantage of these opportunities and making some serious dough, some serious money on the side. And you know, this kid, you know, a lot of people will tell their kids, oh, go get a job, go get a job. And kids these days, they know better than that. There's something here. I don't know if this is aluminum or metal. It's metal. because it gets stuck to my magnet. So that's going to the metal pile. All the wires as well. It has copper, and copper is worth, with the law, a substantial amount. It's worth a lot of money. It's worth some good money. So, and then I also have some non-magnetic items here, like this thing. I think it's copper from a different appliance that I took apart, and look at it. It doesn't get stuck to the magnet. So it's like, I think it's copper. It looks like copper. And then there's some other stuff here, like this little thing. It looks like silver. And then this other little thing, it looks like gold. And it doesn't get stuck to the magnet, as you guys can see. You see it just slides right off. And like if I get this screw and I put it on here, it doesn't fall. And look how heavy it is. I mean, I could put a bunch of screws and they don't fall. So that's how I know that those little things are definitely not metal. So yeah, this here is also copper, which is not attracted to the magnet whatsoever. And I have a pile, a bag over there for the pile of copper wires. And they pay, I don't know how much they pay for copper wires, but I guess I could look it up if I can find my phone. Oh, here it is. Let me see. How much is a pound of copper worth at a recycling center? It says $4. A pound of copper at a recycling center can range from under $1 to over $4, depending on heavily on its grade purity, with bare bright wire fetching the highest prices, $3.50 through $4.60 per pound. So almost $5 per pound, okay? If it's very clean and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's just, like a little ballpark. Just throwing that out there to those of you who think this stuff is not worth any money. And to clean it, because it has plastic, which prevents people from getting electrocuted. Like, for instance, like a charging cable, they don't want people to touch the wire and electrocuting themselves to death. So what they add here is, I think it's plastic or rubber, and that could be removed with a flame. If you guys get like an old, grilling, like an old propane grill, you guys can get like a screen, throw these on top, and the fire will literally melt all the plastic, and the aluminum won't burn. So at the end of the day, you'll be left with nothing but bare wires. So that's a good way to remove all of this plastic. And that's what they do. If you guys go on YouTube, these big recycling centers, they have furnaces, and they put stuff in there, and it burns stuff There's a YouTube video where these guys were burning tires. You know, so when people say, "Oh, you know, it's polluting the air and this and that," it's a bunch of bullshit because people are doing it. Okay? There's people out there recycling everything. So don't believe, you know, and there may be some restrictions and stuff like that in the city as opposed to like in a rural area. You know, so there is some differences. So look at this. This is the bottom, the heat plate. And then this is the heating thing that keeps this thing nice and warm, your coffee. So this is probably metal. Oh shit, it's not. Oh shit, I think we got ourselves some aluminum. I think it's aluminum. Yep. This is aluminum, ladies and gentlemen. And it has some type of seal, which is made out of rubber. A rubber gasket, rubber seal. I don't know how much rubber is worth per pound, but yeah, we got a perfect, beautiful circle. Look at that. It's beautiful. And aluminum is worth money too. I'm not going to look into how much it's worth though. You guys can do that yourselves. This thing has like some rubber hoses, and I can't remove them. But this also looks like aluminum, so it's aluminum. Although it's getting stuck to it, and I think that's because there's some metal gauge wire running through it, but I think this outside section of it is aluminum. From my experience, just, you know, eyeballing it, that's what it looks like to me. And I normally use a hammer to like pound the shit out of this stuff so it could come apart, but it's super dark outside, and but it's only 8 o'clock, so I could legally make noise if I want to, you know, as long as it's not past 10, everything should be fine. This looks like it may be metal, this strip right here, and it is. Yeah, it is. It's metal. Scrap metal. Scrapping onto it. I just don't have any to remove this thing with, and it looks like they have some little hooks that interlock with the plastic. You know, and these are the little things that I look at as I'm removing this stuff, I'm learning how they connect stuff. Okay, this is more metal right here. All metal. And paint. I don't know what kind of paint this is, but there is some people who also use chemicals to remove paints and stuff like that. I don't know what you people call it, but there is some people who take the time to add a chemical and remove paints for whatever reason. You know, maybe the paint is worth more than the metal, or whatever the case may be. And my beer is aluminum can, and the magnet is not attracted to aluminum, but it is to metal. That's crazy, right? Oh, so I was thinking about using like a razor, which I don't have on me, but I do have one somewhere. I just gotta look for it, and I don't want to get up and look for it. So for now, I'm just gonna cut this shit. And there it is. And then this thing, it looks like a little horseshoe. For a horse. For a horse's hoof. Okay. But anyways, this thing here, it has like a bunch of I don't know what transistors or whatever these things are called, and there's a bunch of metal. Like, this is the metal that's not attracted to the magnet, and I think that it may be silver or something like that. And honestly, this stuff is making me itchy, but whatever. So what I do, maybe I should be collecting these and donating them to someone that that's an electrician around here, you know, but without it being connected like this. So like, okay, you're a fucking professional electrician, like you should be able to use that. I don't know what this is, but I'll consider it as trash. Yeah, but normally what I do is I just break them with these what are they called again? These snippets, I think that's what they're called. So I just smash it like that, and you guys see how it just broke everything. And it looks like it has silver in it and some metal. I mean, I don't really know what's in here, and I really don't care. I'm just learning as I do this. Okay. It looks like this thing has some type of clamp here. I don't know what the heck it's holding together. But I wanted to see if it's magnetic or not. And it is. Look at that. That's metal. So that's going to go in the metal. And this is metal as well. But it has this, I don't know. Oh, I think it's a weight. Let me see. Oh, this is not magnetic. It's just whatever is in here that's magnetic. Which is strange because electrical wires are not magnetic at all. Unless it has some. Oh, there it is. So it has a tiny, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has a tiny little like transistor or whatever they're called right in the center of it, and that's what the magnet is actually drawn to. Well, it's actually metal or something, I don't know, but it's attracted to the magnet big time. It's like super powerful. Look at that. It's crazy. But this one right here, see that? It doesn't. This is aluminum. This one, on the other hand, though, it comes right up. Look, the magnet, the force of the magnet, the energy, it just picks it right up. See that? That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, that's like another electrical thing there. And I am adding some tile in my room right now, ladies and gentlemen. So whenever I'm done with this, with the tile, I will not be doing this. Breaking stuff down in my room. And most likely I won't be doing it late at night either. So, yeah, videos like this are just going to have to wait. More plastic. And it took a little bit of my skin off. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right there on my finger. So yeah, this stuff is dangerous. Just gotta watch out. But there's nothing else to do, you know. So here I am, having the time of my life. More plastic. So much plastic in these coffee makers. More metal. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. I mean, this has to be like 100% pure. You see how shiny that is? I mean, you guys can see the reflection on that. You see my drill? You guys can actually see my drill. I mean, that's crazy. You know that's worth some money. You know, 100%. The full price right there. In the recycling centers. This looks like it has a little digital display thing, which is pretty cool. What I really want to get into though is this motherboard back here. And here it is. Look at this. See all that's all the silver, the soldering silver, or just regular soldering, and then all these other things, parts, electrical parts. So I wouldn't give this away as completed. If I were to give it away, I would remove every single little thing like that. Because who knows? You know, I don't know. Sometimes I just take them apart like this and I throw them away. I just grab them and I twist them off. Grab them, twist them off. Grab stuff and twist it off. But this is all metal. This is all stuff that is, where's my magnet? Somewhere around here. My magnet. Oh, here you are. Well, some of it, it's not even, some of these are attracted to the magnet, while others are not attracted to the magnet. So these are some that are not attracted to the magnet, and while these other ones, there's like 3 of them that are. You see that? 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this stuff is worth a lot of money. Even the metal inside of this, whatever these things are made out of, I have no idea what the fuck's inside of them. You know, I'm not an electrician, but this stuff is worth money. If you guys know your metals, if you guys know your stuff, you guys could be making a lot of money. And there's people that do this for a living. They recycle parts that people throw away all day long. got a screw off. Yeah, but this is the motherboard, and what I normally do too is I just cut it like this. Just give it a little chop, just so that no one will duplicate it or reuse it or resell it when I throw it in the trash. But, you know, an electrician... Oh, and I also... These other ones, there's a bunch of other ones, I pound them with a hammer. I give them a good fucking spanking. And this other stuff too, I can't remove it, I don't know why. So what I do is I just hit it with a hammer and eventually it just comes apart. Yeah, but it's much easier to do it with a hammer. But anyways, that's pretty much all. There's still a lot of stuff. Well, not really. I think there may be another motherboard in here. I believe so, because it has a bunch of buttons. So it has to have a motherboard. But I will eventually, you know, break it apart somehow and get that out of here. Oh, there it is. There it is. So you guys can see there is another motherboard another motherboard in here. And there it is. See that? That's why I love doing it with the hammer though, because pieces fly everywhere. It's crazy. And here you guys can see evidence of the motherboard and the little things there. And on this side, there's a bunch of Phillips things here. So what I do, I just take the time to remove these, and I'm having so much fun. I always have so much fun doing this. It's crazy. I could get paid for this, and I would be enjoying my life. Whoa. Well, there's one screw I can't really get out. I mean, when stuff like that happens, I just get rid of it. I don't want to waste my time. And I removed those screws, and now there's more screws on top of those screws. So... screw doesn't want to come out. It got stripped or something. But anyways, yeah, I was painting all day long, so that's why my clothing is super white and stained. In case you people were wondering, look at that. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. It's the motherboard. You know, just imagine the computer Steve Jobs was working on back in the day. It looks something like this. In his garage. They did it in the garage, right? Little garage startup that blew up. Everyone was hating on him because he had a nice car. He bought a brand new car and people started envying him. They grew jealous of him. They even fired him from his own company. And this is definitely a digital display, because right there you guys can see the numbers. You know, all the little dial things. It says prog clean, AM, PM, so it displays the time sense, brew. And these are the little buttons, and that's how I know that there is a motherboard in there, because these little buttons, these little clickers, it doesn't matter the design of the button itself. You know, it could look fancy, it could look like shit. When people click on a button, it actually, you're actually just pushing one of these things. Okay, but it looks beautiful and nice from the front. All this is back end stuff, you know. Yeah, this is the little, I think it's a touchpad. No, it's not a touchpad. It's just a screen. This is the something. Yeah, but this is when I normally get the hammer and start breaking shit. All the motherboard would just be, it'll be squashed like a bug. Then I throw it away. Like, you motherfuckers want to recycle? Like, recycle this, motherfuckers. Burn it all up. Do what you have to do, you know? But these are beautiful looking little buttons, though. All this chrome stuff, like, they make everything look so appealing and beautiful. It's crazy. Look at this. Oh, and I was looking at how these buttons work. If I can get this thing out, I can share a little bit more with all of you. There it is. And I was just looking at how they do this and how it recoils. And all they do is they just use plastic, and the plastic, I mean, I guess you guys can always look it up on a different video, but that's how it looks like. And when you push a button, it goes back. This plastic right here, it goes back and then it comes back, you know, to the front without a spring, without it being spring loaded like this one, like these things, like that first little thing I was using. I mean, I took apart that thing I took apart for this thing right here. It had the spring right here with that little plastic, this plastic thing right here. Remember, you guys remember that? And then I took it apart with this, and then I kept the spring. Well, anyways, yeah, I was just looking at that, so that's why I enjoy, you know, taking stuff apart, because I'm actually learning stuff as I do it. Even though it looks like a mess, it looks like I'm on drugs or something, which I'm not. I'm not, people. Even if I was, I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a rat's ass what anyone would say or whatever. But yeah, That's a coffee maker. Take apart. I took it all apart. It's crazy, right? I mean, a lot of us, we don't even know how these things work. We just buy them and we use them. Things break and we throw them away. But there's some people who actually fix stuff, repair things. And then there's people who recycle things. And then there's people who resell things. There's a lot of people out there with different motives and agendas. Some people are greedy. They go around collecting all kinds of items and they resell it. And they're making more money than you and I working at a 9-to-5 fucking job. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's another YouTuber and he was bragging about, oh, don't go to work. Why go to work when you could just go to a swap meet or a yard sale and buy these little classic cars. And he would make a lot of money, and his videos are on YouTube as well. So he goes to yard sales and he buys like little cars, toys that cost like 25 cents. And then he goes on eBay and he sells them for like $10 or more. And that's how he makes his living now. He doesn't want to go to a fucking fast food restaurant and stand there doing the same thing every day like a fucking robot. And I don't blame him.